And on that, welcome everybody to another episode of the Tangent Podcast, episode 197 for the week of December 24th, 2018. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck you celebrate. Enjoy your holidays. We at Pixelated Points want to extend to you a very, very fruitful and happy holiday. And this, I guess this episode, we're actually just doing Game of the Year stuff. So we're not going to do Under Your Thumb. We're not going to do the news. We're just...
nice and tight.
We're strictly focused on, we have, 6 categories of...
because we crossed
of games that...
Oh, we just fixed?
6? I don't know.
This is
1,
all the
2, 3,
categories.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8, apparently, which I don't know how that's going to work.
No, 7, because we crossed out the...
So we have our shit
Wait,
together
shit.
this week.
This is all here. This is
No, we do have 8. He's right.
this is judge, jury, and execution.
5 plus 4. No.
Yeah.
9.
No, we crossed
We
out...
crossed out
This
Dev
is-
of the Year.
yeah, this
We're not
is
gonna
there.
do
This
Dev
is
of the Year.
there.
Oh, we're not doing... Oh.
We're not going to do Dev of the Year.
Yeah, so we got our shit together.
Yeah, so
Or
we
I
have
do.
our stuff together,
Right
if
here.
you hadn't
See?
noticed. And we're the
yes.
podcast for the site pixelatedpoints.com, where you guys can follow us on Twitter at PXLPTS, or for myself, I am at It's a Me BT. Anthony, you are.
At
should
Mudgeon
you do it at
_
the end?
Ambrose, yeah.
Okay.
Brandon, you are.
BCOX1776.
And Steve back there.
That's Steven _ Sal.
And
That's it for...
that's it for this
All right,
episode of the
yeah,
Tangent Podcast. We're done. Nice and tight.
All right, here we go.
So I don't know how you guys want to go about doing this. I think that we should just kind of go down the
In
line
order?
in order that we have. So for me,
Does this order match your order?
yes, it sounds about right.
Well, that
for
was
me-
on you.
I do want to make the preface it. I am not including any games that I didn't play this year. So for example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for me personally, I haven't played it yet. So it's not on any of my lists. However, I can say that it might then jump on there once I play it. But I just want to put that as a preface it for myself.
Spoiler alert, I did. Just because I don't have PlayStation, so I
You're
feel-
limited
We know
to
you
games.
played it. What, shut the fuck up. Let Brian talk.
No, I think it's fair to say that I didn't like. There's
He's meant
obviously
general
games I haven't
games,
played,
honestly.
but I also considered just because I don't have a
So-
PlayStation, so I kind of
he-
have
he didn't have
to.
So
enough.
you're saying you're doing the opposite of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could have waited.
Yeah, Anthony, what are you doing? What, this,
Actually, it's a mix.
So you have games that.
Yep.
there we go.
Here we go. So you have games that you've played and games that you haven't.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Steve, are you doing the same?
Mine's mostly blank. But
Okay,
you'll
well,
be
here we go.
surprised by my picks.
All right, so we have
So we're doing a
8
live,
categories. We're gonna go best narrative, best art direction, best indie game, games that came and went, most underrated, most overrated, worst game, and then final out best game of the year. The way that we usually do this is we kind of go around the horn and say like, all right, narrative, this is what I have, and then we just kind of go until there's none left. And then we kind of, at the end, narrow it down to what we think as a definitive
For that category.
team for that category.
Yes.
So I guess we'll start with best narrative, and I'll start.
Taking the lead.
Good.
So
really?
I'm gonna put one that I don't think any of you guys else have. I'm gonna go with Florence on iOS and Android. Florence is obviously it's a mobile game. It's a 45-minute.
Was that the dating
It's a
relationship game?
It's a relationship game, and it tells a story without having any words, having any dialogue. The way that they use music and animation to kind of tell this narrative is, I think, me personally, I think is most impressive of the year.
As a narrative wise, tell a story without actually.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's why
that.
I put Florence in my, my top 5.
Your wheelhouse.
The number 1 too, so that's the first one you rattle off.
So it's the first one that I would say, yeah, because I don't think that's going to get the,
Pick from anyone.
Yeah,
It's-
the pick from anyone else.
We actually use it only when we actually played it.
Exactly.
I checked this out on Google Play Store. 'Cause I'm a green bubble.
Yeah, your filthy green bubbles.
I keep seeing
It's
that. I'm
$4. I almost picked it
wondering
up.
what's going on.
It's definitely interesting.
Wait a minute. What?
About
are we
him-
talking about?
Him buying it.
Florence.
Oh, okay.
Not
I
any
thought
game.
we were going left, and I'm like, that's
No,
not
he
the
didn't- he didn't
direction
pick-
I like to
no.
go.
No, it's definitely
Oh, shit.
It's different. It's
in terms of the Game Awards, it made some headway, from what I know.
yeah,
Other than that, I really
you should play
hadn't
it.
heard about it before.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you think it's worth the $4?
I think I paid $4 for it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I made Tia play through it.
Oh,
My wife Tia, for those of you that don't know, I made Tia play through it. She thought it was really good, but she didn't like the way that it ended, which is fine. You know,
Yeah.
I disagree, but again, we agree to disagree.
Is it
Anyways,
a-
moving on. Anthony, what do you have for best narrative?
So we'll go with one I didn't think actually anyone was Hellblade: Sesuna's Sacrifice.
I forgot that came out this year.
Yep, I had to look that, but I think it's just a well done job of like the people who do. I mean, you can kind of call it a horror aspect to it, but the people that have the voices kind of in the back of her head telling her story as she kind of progresses through the game. So you have her voice actor, and then you have like just
Other-
people just keep chiming in of like what she should do.
Did you play with this with headphones?
No, I made the mention I did not.
Okay.
Obviously, to get more of a horror vibe to it, would have been a better idea, but.
Would you recommend this game to
Yeah,
me?
yeah, like
being
you
a
could-
pussy,
No,
not
you could-
being able to do this.
You could do this. You
with
could
headphones.
with head.
It's a good question.
Maybe, yeah, but you remember, like, you could take them off. So, yeah, I think
Okay.
you could.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. It has a lot of God of War story elements to it. So the Norse sort of Viking.
Correct.
Right,
Yeah, it's a. I actually don't know what she is. Didn't actually follow the lore, but it's
It's not like a you don't know definitively like what
yeah.
she is.
Yeah, but it's
okay.
a time period that rough. She looks in similar like drags as
Okay.
Kratos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so primitive.
Yes.
All right, Steve, what do you got for best narrative?
Nothing. Move on.
Okay.
Good
I got
choice.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Of course, I saw that. Yeah.
I knew
I
that was
mean,
coming.
it's really good though. Also,
as a narrative, yeah.
he also I just want to put this out
It's in
there
every
because we do not want to spoil anything here, so we're not going to be talking spoilers.
Oh,
Because Cox hasn't finished it yet. So I'm really excited for him to
shit.
finish it, for him to then
Make that
really
decision.
like. Well, I think that once he finishes it, I think it'll just reinforce his decision.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
There are some.
Did you see the mod for it, by the way?
No.
What is it?
Arthur Morgan, assless chaps.
Oh, we
saw
did see
that.
that.
We saw that.
I thought you should play.
Yeah,
the
the
game.
the narrative does have its sort of limitations, but I think in terms of other games in 2018, it's definitely in the forefront.
Sure.
I agree for narrative.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would agree 110%. I think that's on my list as well. So I'm just actually going to check that off. I'm going to check these off as we kind of go. Anthony, I'm imagining you have this one on
Yeah,
yours as well. So I'll save that for you.
No, that'd be you. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because you, like I said, I actually did not.
Oh, all right. So I'm going to say the best narrative. Number 2 for me is God of War. I think that God of War is the best game of the year. Spoilers for moving forward, but I think that the way that they tell the narrative of environmental storytelling, as well as when you get in a boat and Mimir, is it Mimir?
Oh, the kid,
The head. No, the head.
the guy.
Did you not get that far where you get a talking head? Okay.
Nope.
The Talking Heads, the band.
No, I got to told you to where you meet the guy comes up from the ocean.
Once in a lifetime.
Okay, so Mimir basically tells these stories of the history and the lore of the world while you're traveling from one place to another. So you're getting all of this backstory, but then you're also getting the story of Kratos and Atreus' mother, and you're kind of learning all of these things as you go. And then once you get to the very end, everything falls into place. And by everything, I mean this little nuanced thing that someone mentioned 10 hours ago is a huge part of the overarching theme of everything. So I think that the way that the story is told in God of War is, I would say, better than any other game this year. I think narrative-wise, just it
Top
pushes
tier
the
shit.
medium forward in a way that I would have never imagined. So it's definitely top shelf for me.
I agree. Like I said, I played it too. Even the beginning of the game, it kind of it showed that path. Like just you, like I said, voice acting wise, it's just Kratos' narrative with the boy. And then when you first get to that house, you kind of can tell what this game
Is going to
is.
be.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. Like once you get home, and oh man, I'm gonna replay it. I gotta replay that game. Sorry, Anthony, go ahead.
Moving. So I'll do. I actually think Spider-Man.
So I also have Spider-Man on here.
I do too.
Did you finish Spider-Man?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Loved. love Peter Parker's story in this. Like the story of, like I said, the narrative. It's mixing Miles, Mary Jane, and Parker all into one, and then obviously each villain had their own separate kind of stories. Well, I think they did a really good job at that.
Yeah, I think where this game shines, and I wanna just say that I feel like it got screwed out of sound design at the Game Awards, but that's neither here nor there.
Even graphics, seeing the Pro.
Yeah, I did mention. Yeah, I saw you mention that.
Yeah. But I'm replaying through the DLC. Or I'm playing through the DLC right now because I have some downtime, so I'm kind of jumping back in. And man, oh man, is this game really good? Like the narrative of, like you said, of managing Peter and Mary Jane and Miles all together with then mixing in a bunch of side villains. They just do a great job. And not to, like Harry and Norman Osborn, like they're all everything.
Shit, even the side. I mean, we talked about this for the spoil, but the side villain when you fight the
Tombstone.
yeah, which
That's
is
a great.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's just
is ready.
it's just a great little side mission, and I agree. Like I think it is one of the best narratives of the year for sure.
And I agree with you on that. To become 100% honest with you, because if you think about it, the other games have taken somewhat existing lore, Red Dead Redemption, God of War, but I feel like
comics.
Spider-Man has there's much more history there to kind of pull out and not ruin.
I
You're
can
gonna
agree
stay
with that.
sort of,
like it's almost as if it's someone making a new comic line, right?
An
Yeah, you have to
interpretation
kinda-
of
Insomniac took this source material and made it their own.
and didn't ruin the source material.
no,
right?
they built upon it. Really.
Yeah, you had a little more experimentation with Red Dead, and you had a little more experimentation with God of War, and sort of
the free reign.
those things did what they did, but you can kind of change the story from there. With Spider-Man, you kind of have to be more sort of
it's
ingrained in what it
People
is.
freak out more when you kind of.
when
Yeah.
you take a pre-existing story and like turn it on its head. With this,
Yeah.
I think they make it, like I said, they just make it their own.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you have anything else?
For there, I had also Detroit Becoming Human.
Become human, not becoming.
Oh, right.
Someone's becoming human.
Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, Cox. I
Well,
mean,
that's
so-
on there. Detroit is on there. So
So this is a game I haven't played, but this is one of those Telltale-esque kind of branching story paths and things like that.
This had to be a narrative. I mean, when Derek was
Yeah.
talking about the options for like choices that affect the story in terms of narrative,
This
seems
is-
something would.
This is on the backlog for sure. It's one game that I want to get to that I don't think I ever will, but I really do want to kind of watch some of the more prominent, I guess, story arcs on like YouTube. I want to watch those clips because it's one of those things where I feel like I don't have the time to invest in this game that I'm not super interested in, but there are some elements of the game that I really want to
check
out. Yeah.
from my understanding, there's certain elements that they kind of ham-fist in there, sort of the whole oppression elements of it, sort of the whole technology elements that aren't as subtle as other narratives, but
Okay.
I still think, in terms of 2018, it's definitely
Narrative-wise,
something
yeah.
to
It's an
focus on.
impressive narrative with the, like I said, the choice options. I think he explained like there's so many possible outcomes that it had
Yeah.
that.
Okay, I only have one more. I have Celeste on here. So I played all the way through Celeste and I loved it, but I think that the focus of the game is actually gameplay, really, because it's a very tough as nails platformer, but the cutscenes and the dialogue between the main character and kind of her sidekick is really, really well done. I think it tackles a lot of issues that video games really haven't tackled, like anxiety and depression and kind of split personalities and things of that nature. What I say split personalities, but I'm thinking of
multiple personalities.
yeah.
Split.
But multiple personality disorder. I think this game tackles that in a very unique and special way. And I think that it tells, and this is one of those things where I think God of War pushes the medium forward in a way that it's never been done before. I put Celeste right up there with this and Florence because me personally, I think Florence, God of War, and Celeste are all
Different variations of that, of pushing.
the medium forward in a way that you can tell stories that hasn't been done before. And there's a feather scene in Celeste that I recommend everybody playing because I think it's
Could we watch
just
this and get the?
you could watch it, but you're not going to get the
same
full
impact?
impact.
Well, it's going to be free for Xbox in January. So
Nice.
Great way to plug Xbox.
So I will. Hey,
Shit.
it's the only chance. Well,
You guys missed out on about 2 or 3 years.
it
of great
was
stuff
so.
from
This game
PlayStation.
was cheap for me to buy, and I played a little bit of it with Brian, and I was like,
It's not a Brandon game, but for free he'll give it a shot.
"Ooh, man,
Will
yeah,
you beat this though?
that's
That's
No.
It's going to take a lot of willpower, and I have a lot of willpower, but
Anthony, do you have anything else that we haven't mentioned?
I wrote Dragon Quest 11: Echoes of an Elusive Age.
I've heard this is really good.
Yeah, I heard it's one of the better Dragon Quests within the series. I actually own it. I've not played it because I know that there are commitments.
They are a lot of commitments.
So hopefully get around to it. But just want to give that a shout out. In terms of, like I said, it pushes the envelope, I guess, of JRPG narratives in a different perspective.
Yeah.
I had a question for you, Anthony.
Go on.
Nino Kuni 2.
Yeah.
Did you play it at all, or were you interested in it?
I do own it. I have not played it. Like I said,
It's on the backlog.
it's
Okay.
they're 100+ hour games that
Because a lot of other people have suggested that's kind of contender for one of the bigger games of the year.
I have it on this list as well.
Oh,
for
well.
something else.
I don't want to spoil it. I was just curious.
Moving on to best art direction. I'm going to put my best foot forward on this one, and I'm going to say Sea of Thieves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think
Shit.
So yeah, I know it's controversial.
It is
but
controversial.
I think Sea of Thieves has a very distinct art style where it knows what it is, and it's not a limitation of the hardware or anything like that. But they've chosen this art style where it's not. It reminds me a lot of The Incredibles, right? Because it's got these like weird shapes and
It's
like.
I want to say claymation.
No,
It is-
that's a great
The only problem-
comparison.
The only thing I had was I didn't feel like a pirate.
Well, yeah, sure. You didn't feel like a pirate, but the game looks a unique way, and I think that
Got to look.
like when people say best art direction, I don't take it as like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Spider-Man and God of War. I don't have those on my list.
No,
I
yeah.
think that
Well, they
Sea of
could be.
Thieves.
It's something unique, and
Yeah.
all mine have the same kind.
Yeah,
What are you laughing about over there?
I said, well, they could be, but...
Yeah, they
Did
could
you
be.
really put Red
but
Dead on that
Of
ballot?
course he did.
Well, you know...
Is Red Dead in every category?
yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Not
there's
in worst game of the year, it
some
won't be.
character.
Yeah, he's right.
No,
it's probably not in
I was...
Underrated.
overrated.
Overrated.
I got
and,
some controversial picks. I
worst
wasn't
games.
just...
Anyways, so Sea of Thieves is one of my best art directions of the year.
And I don't disagree
I
with
actually
you.
thought you were going to go with the obvious pick, but
You could go ahead and say
But
it.
you know, no, I'm not going to because I know no one else has. It's Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Okay.
No, that's
Yeah,
what
Fighters
that's
Z.
exactly what I have.
But you didn't play it.
I did, actually. Yeah.
Did you?
I thought
Yeah.
you were being. I thought you were making
I
a
did.
joke.
I'm
I
actually-
didn't think he was.
To be fair, it looks exactly like the
Animation.
And that's
no, I
exactly
meant-
what that is. It had a very distinct sort of, not to take the wind out of your sails, had a very distinct sort of art style that emulated the anime.
I'm assuming it's just they just traced Akira Toriyama's, or how you pronounce his names, like his artwork and just
Well, no, but
made-
if you think of the Budokai series, right, and all the other Dragon Ball Z games, there's just kind of this 3D platform, you can fly and all that stuff. But they said, you know what, we're going to bring it down to earth.
Yeah, but this would have nothing. So like I have it in a different like fighting, like it should have won fighting game of the year because like it nailed classic fighting and just took the Dragon Ball Z franchise. Like that's impressive to be something like that. And like I said, they play it in the tournaments. But in terms of art, like I thought his artwork was always some of the best kind of anyway.
Yeah. The classic
That's a
anime.
person. Yeah.
I can't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
Steve, do you have anything for best art direction?
Oh, it's not Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
No, I don't. Not that I can. No, I don't know.
No,
Brenda?
I have
Brenda.
You could say it.
Say Red
You could
Dead.
just say it.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Say it.
Sure.
I would disagree with that. What art direction? What's the art direction? Graphics? Yeah.
No, it's more than graphics.
Okay, go on.
It's the feel of the game. It's the,
That's feel is not art direction. Go on.
texture.
well, it
of
is.
the
It's the
grass.
textures, the mud
Did
that
you
you
see
get
that
on
water?
you.
Did you see that
It's-
water? It shimmered
It's
like
it's the water. It's the skyline. It's sort of
that fucking cloud.
everything that's visual in
Bob
the game.
Ross put
the,
that
the
cloud in
snow.
there, I'll tell you that
First of all,
much.
Actually, I'm very curious. We
the
never.
snow alone that's why it should win.
Well, I will agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I actually want to. I'm going to interject
Please.
Go on.
because when we say art direction,
Yeah.
is that graphics or is that?
I take it somewhat literally, sort of like does their visual medium have a direction in a sense where it's groundbreaking and innovative? Right?
I would say for one,
You could say it looks like a Rockstar game.
because their character designs are still
curious.
the same from
I don't
like
know.
art is the only new like the
I mean, there's lots of different things.
Is
like,
it the author?
But like his hair grows,
Oh, this is the part I was
and
going
not.
for, but-
I mean, it's not just what
Well,
you.
that's not
the
art
world is not
direction.
just the world. The world changes around you and sort of.
I mean, if you said
Visual-
water, I say yeah, but like his hair growing, that's an actual.
Is that not a
like,
visual
I kinda-
change
I
though?
go, I
But
go
that's-
with. I agree with Brendan on like mud, and when you pick up a dead deer, there's blood on your
Yeah.
shoulder.
but that's more attention to details rather than
But it's
but
an
if you had to
immersion factor.
categorize
right?
that, I would say that's art direction.
like to make it look realistic in a game where you're like, oh, you notice it immediately, like, oh shit, yeah, that's But I don't know if that's really.
Brendan,
It's
I
part of
can't-
it. I mean, I give you. It's part. You can
Yeah.
have it. In
And
there.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
can't-
through the realism, but the realism is sort of tough because it's depictive of an era that doesn't exist, and we don't know what exactly exists. What
it exactly
looks
looks
like,
like,
right?
yeah.
So there has to be some sort of artistic freedom with it.
Yeah.
But is that more like I said when you was artwork done for it, or it's just one of those things like, oh, it's just like a thing you click and within Unreal or like Unity, and it just makes that.
I mean, obviously, there's something they're emulating. I think they had a vision in mind. Right.
Well, I think that I think Anthony and I are on the more of a similar page of like where art direction should be, but I think that you have a different perspective of that, and I think that that's fine. I think that's
You can,
totally
yeah,
fine.
that's
yeah.
And I think that because you are presenting when you're walking around and you fall in mud, you have mud on you until you either fall in water or you take
oh,
a bath.
dude, that bar fight. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you could make you make a compelling argument for best art direction with Red Dead Redemption.
And it actually has puddles in it. So
So did Spider-Man.
Anyways,
Zelda
moving on. I think
before fucking this game.
I'm going to say Guacamelee 2 for best art direction. So I like Guacamelee 2. Guacamelee 1 I'm a huge fan of. I'm pretty much a fan of everything Drinkbox does, but I think that this art style, the Day of the Dead kind of art style with the sugar skulls and the bright, colorful, I think that art direction is unique in and itself.
Colors? You mean color scheme wise compared to and then?
Yeah, I mean, it's just bright, colorful. You have really sharp angles with a lot of things, so the characters are just, very broad and then cut in. They're very much
like the
triangular, luchadors. So I don't know. I think Guacamelee 2, or just Guacamelee in general.
No, I can.
you reviewed this game, right?
He played
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, I played both of them, yeah.
I played the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You, reviewed
You
this
described
game
it very well to us.
And
I remember that.
yeah, I think this game somewhat flew under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, I would
And,
110% agree with that.
And
yeah.
it's definitely, in terms of an artistic standpoint, it's a beautiful game.
I think it's one of those things that it's almost like
It
an
emulates
underrated
exactly
art
what,
direction.
it emulates exactly what you would expect it to be.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that with that and music, it kind of, that's why I nominated. But Anthony, anything?
Let's keep this moving.
Yeah.
So actually, this is more personal. Super Daryl Deluxe.
Is okay. Yeah, I remember this
It's
game.
hand drawn. I remember when he explained it to me. Limited color palette, strictly because they wanted to save money, I guess. So it's like a grayscale color, and then certain things are itemized in color.
Okay.
Like his headband, his sweatband is like red, but everything else on his body is gray, and it's like shoes might be yellow or something like that.
Gotcha. So like prominent, important
Things.
features.
Well, I
are
think it's.
colored.
I don't even know if it was important. It's just like might have just been random stuff they decided to colorize. It's kind of like in Schindler's List, where like you see that one color moment in the game as a movie, and it's like it's supposed to be a key moment. But and like I said, everything's hand drawn, and then I like the character design. So
Yeah. It's hard to.
it's a personal, yeah.
You know what, Anthony? It's hard to disagree with that. Because again, these are all opinions.
Correct. You could,
Cox.
Steve.
Well, Steve doesn't have anything for art
nope.
direction. Cox.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I have, and Brian could probably help me on this. Is Octopath Traveler?
We all. Kinda have that.
I think we all kind of
Very good
have.
one.
That was the number.
Octopath.
I think that might be the number one.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I just keep
Red,
thinking.
don't say Red Dead. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here with that shit.
I think Octopath Traveler is, for me personally, it's my best art direction game of the year.
You loved the art direction on this.
Well, I think that it's
Everybody
just,
did.
The way you described it was diorama. Like,
Yeah, I think of a shoebox diorama meets 16-bit JRPG.
But
And
crisp as fuck.
yeah, I just think that
That should be the tagline.
There's no other game that does it this good. And the only other game that I can possibly think of that does it this good is Chrono Trigger and very sharp Golden Sun. Because I think Golden Sun...
At its best.
If Golden Sun could be remade for today, I feel like it would look just like Octopath.
Yeah, it seems like they're going... The boss, when you encounter an enemy, though, is when it... Because the background looks like shit.
Yeah,
but everything else looks like you walk into a town, it looks good.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think that's perfect, Brendan. I think Octopath Traveler, I think is the most gorgeous game of the year.
I think from not only art direction, but I think it revitalized the JRPG, which was kind of like floundering a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree
United
with that. I think there are other games that I actually have for best art direction that are JRPGs, but I think that this is the prominent one for sure.
I have a couple ones, but
I mean, I guess just moving on from that to another JRPG, I have Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom. I haven't played this game, however, I've seen it.
That's all art direction.
That's all that really art direction.
It is an anime. It's
it's just
it's not just the anime, but it's taking
anime.
It's taking an anime and making it
a 3D
sort of,
space,
which has its limitations to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not.
You got to do it right, and there's a certain way you can do it where it's not going to look good.
The benefit of this is they have the time to do the artwork before. Like, it's not like a week to week. Like, the problem with some animes is it looks like shit. It's you have to pump out the next one.
Yeah.
Like, they have the time, and people say it was like anime movies, like Spirited Away. They're fantastic drawings. I mean,
but they have the time to
do it. And then if you don't agree with like the direction of it or their personal way they draw, it's a different story. But it looks
crisp and beautiful and really well done.
Like everything's they spend the time. So that's the benefit of it, and the benefit of a game when you don't have a time limit, because the first one came out like a year. I mean, it's been what?
Ni no Kuni 2 came out
February
2000. Oh, Ni no Kuni 1. Sorry, probably came out in 2011, 2010-ish era.
Yeah, so I mean,
so it's been 7-8 years
to just perfect like that. So it's well deserved.
Anthony, do you have anything else for best art direction?
I do. I have Bendy and the Ink Machine.
This game is it kind of reminds me of a dark Mickey Mouse, like an old school Steamboat Willie.
Correct. I was thinking Cuphead. It's
Cuphead.
But just looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, and it scares the pants off me. I can't wait for the full episodes to be out so I can play and binge watch it. And by binge watch it, I mean binge play it.
Someone has to play that for you.
Yeah, maybe Tia will play it and I'll watch.
Just get the artwork there.
Huddle up next to her.
I'm Tia.
Hi, Tia.
But you could, like you said before, the benefit of art directions, you can see, if you just see them and you're kind of like, damn, that looks fucking good.
Yeah.
And, gameplay might be bad for it, but...
it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Brendan, you got anything?
Yeah, so let's get the big ones over. Spider-Man.
Holy shit. You put 6 in here? We doing 6?
No, you don't have to put 6.
No, you don't have to.
You have the
put
option.
6. Yeah. We're just talking about...
You should get the...
We're just talking about games, man.
You say get the big one, but
we don't have to.
I can't believe I'll let you make this fucking sheet.
You don't have to put 6. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure.
Anyways, hey, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Tell me about Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man is... Insomniac chose not to make it cartoony, which other Spider-Man games have. More prominently
the newer ones have...
The Web of Shadows or the one with Venom.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's like Web of Shadows, Dimensions, Shattered Dimensions.
And a lot of them...
What about that puddle?
What about those puddles, Brandon?
Well, they didn't include them, but they made up for other things. The city of New York comes alive.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like...
a fictitious...
Yeah.
It feels like... I've been to New York
not just New York,
times.
though. The Marvel Cinematic Universe New York, right? Because you got Doctor Strange's lair, or... whatever, Sanctum Sanctorum.
You got Marvel.
And
also a good movie.
You got
It's an old
Avengers
movie.
Tower.
Avengers Tower.
You have Osborn or Oscorp.
So you have these fictional things within the city, but it doesn't feel fictional.
Also,
it
because
feels like a very lived-in place.
You can go to the Guggenheim, and then you can literally go from Guggenheim and Google Maps how to get to Times Square, and it'll take... If you follow Google Maps in the game on your phone, like on your physical phone, if you typed in... Google Maps or Guggenheim to New York Times Square, and you follow that, but in game it'll take you to Times Square.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
It's pretty nice. It's the most realistic New York you'll ever
They
see.
didn't make
Yeah.
it. They didn't
without
just,
going to New York.
I
It
agree.
wasn't half-assed. They just.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they do a tremendous job with that. And you know what, Brendan?
give you that.
That's the direction that you're going with best art direction. And you know what? I can't disagree because I fully agree.
it's definitely up there.
But technically, someone already designed those buildings.
You know what, Anthony?
Yeah.
Somebody, you know what? Scratch it off the list. Someone else
No,
made
I'm
them.
just kidding. I agree. They did a really well job of actually.
And they also had
felt like I was in New
certain
Yeah.
comic book elements with homages to different costumes.
Yeah.
I'll
Which
say
I think
suit
fit into the world of fun.
I'll say suit designs can incorporate. Into
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially there's one suit design in particular that I'm thinking of best art direction. But anyways,
The bag on
that
the
was
head.
free this week.
Right? Is that what, that one?
moving forward, I think you have this one.
It's in yellow.
This guy
you can't
right here.
see.
This one?
Return of the Oberdin.
So you have Return of the Oberdeen, but I have Florence. I want to mention Florence really quickly because everything's hand-drawn. I think that this game has really great narrative, but also really great art direction. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. It's $4 on the iOS. It's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. You should fucking play it.
Is that just because
If you go to
coffee
Starbucks,
at Starbucks
if
is
you go to
overpriced?
Starbucks,
It's
you have
overpriced.
an iPhone. You should play this.
That's
game.
because the coffee's
Cheaper than
overpriced.
McDonald's,
though.
so go on.
Guilty. Starbucks, if you're listening.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyways,
Move on.
Yeah.
move on. Yeah,
Jesus
I
Christ.
do not, but I do Grizz because I saw
Anthony,
that and I was like, holy shit, that looks fucking
I cannot wait.
yeah.
Everybody watching
It's a personal.
at home, I need to tell you this. I'm so excited for Christmas week because I have some days off
Next week.
that I'm going to play through Grizz, and I cannot fucking wait.
I have 10 days off, but are we still in art design?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not to be confused with Gary, though, right?
Huh?
No.
Go away. All right, perfect.
There's a lot of artistic
I'm
games.
gonna start cutting your audio out, I
yeah.
think, at this point.
Okay, so we have that,
You have that
and then we
power?
have Return of the Oberdeen, right?
Yep.
This is all black and white.
Yeah.
Another game that I can't wait to play. It's on my back burner. But
Play Killer 7 is all black and white.
Very good game. Did not
You
come out
got it
this
on-
year though.
You got it on GameCube?
I do.
I do, yeah.
All right, well, sling it my way. Maybe I'll play it over the week.
Oh yeah. Did you play Mad World? It's off
Yeah,
top.
I didn't like Mad World.
No, but same.
Same art, yes, art
yeah.
style for sure. All right,
But yeah,
let's move.
oh, yeah,
let's
Wes.
move off of art direction, and let's go to best indie game.
Okay.
I'll start. And again, I'm just going to get The Messenger off my chest because I fucking love this game. 110%. It is Ninja Gaiden, but way, way better.
Because it's not as tough. or-
Well, no, it's just
It's
what
a-
they do is it's difficult, but it's not that tough.
it fixes
It's-
the mechanics.
you haven't played Guacamelee, right?
No.
But you have, Brandon. Guacamelee, they have those like they have those platforming sections
Yeah.
where it's like you're doing really difficult platforming.
Yeah.
There's some of that in this game, but there's also it's Ninja Gaiden mixed with those
absolutely.
like those difficult platforming sections. And once you beat like the main story, there's lots of like you beat the game, but then it's very Symphony of the Night-esque, where it's like, yes, you've beaten Dracula, but now the castle is upside down, or like you have this other thing that you can now do, which is almost a whole game in and itself, and The Messenger does that really fucking well. So that's why it's my indie game of the year. I actually think that it's the best indie game of. Oh, you know what? It's hard for me to say that because there's another
There is
contender
that
that's right there that I'm sure Brendan's going to talk
Yeah.
about.
And we should all have it, right?
But Anthony, you can go ahead.
I'll
and-
do like I said. I'll do my personal, which was again Super Daryl Deluxe was
Yeah.
my personal favorite indie game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I talked about before. It crushed. When you look at RPGs and just how they kind of calculated for them to do it in a way that like you have to strategically think of everything that's incorporated, like how you level up, how you gain experience within like a game, and I think they nailed that aspect.
Perfect.
So my
Again-
indie game of the year.
Hard to disagree.
Yeah.
Hard to
No
disagree.
one I know, but
Steve, you got
No.
anything?
I think it's all on the tips of our tongues is Celeste.
Yeah, I'd agree.
oh.
The reason I put it, because frankly, I find this game somewhat punishing.
It is.
Is
can't
because I
play it,
think
or-
in terms of other games, in terms of other indie games, and also other games in general, I think Celeste had a hallmark year.
Yeah.
It came from this no-name studio where it's just basically two guys, and you didn't really hear about it. You heard a little bit about it.
dudes on a
There's
couch.
there's lots.
It's-
there's,
well,
there's
it-
more than two dudes.
It started off with two
It's
dudes, and then they obviously
Expanded,
expanded.
They're on a couch.
Yeah.
not on a couch. In a garage somewhere.
And then it just came out of nowhere, just like there, and it was clicked with everybody.
Well, I think
I haven't heard a lot of negative things about this game.
I think the big thing about Celeste is not only is it an amazing platforming game, but it does tackle things, like I said in Best Narrative.
Yeah.
It tackles things that the industry hasn't really tackled yet, hasn't really talked upon, kind of touched upon. They really haven't talked about it a whole lot. And I think that in the way that they do it is really, one, it's subtle, and two, it's just a really smart way that they do it.
Yeah.
Celeste is one of those. So The Messenger is my indie game of the year for sure.
Yeah.
But I think Celeste is right there with
it, neck and neck.
And I think I like The Messenger more because I like the gameplay more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that with Celeste, the message there is so much more important. When I played Celeste and I played through it, I realized what it was trying to do and what it was trying to say, and it resonated with me to a point where I still remember almost every little detail from January, and it's now December. Yeah. With The Messenger, I love the gameplay, I love the humor, I love everything about it, but Celeste it feels like it stands out to me a
more
little bit
long lasting. Right.
Yeah, for sure. So you just said Celeste, right? I feel like I just gushed a bunch on it.
You're the resident Celeste guy.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to throw this one out there, and this is one from PAX East, is Fox and Forest. So I don't know if you guys remember this game at all, but Fox and Forest is it's a great indie game. It's a 16-bit era game where it feels very similar to, it's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, or it's a side-scrolling shooter, but then you change seasons, right? So it's very similar to Oracle's season. So if you're stuck on one section, maybe in the ice section you can't get by because there's an ice wall, but then you go to spring.
You just pull the game out and you play Oracle of Ages, which is the better game of the two.
Don't listen to this. Don't listen to Steve.
No, I agree with that. I like Oracle.
Oh my god.
Oh, then fuck you, ass. Seasons
it is. Yeah.
Seasons it is. But perfect.
Seasons a bust.
Well, I'll be, I want to go change it, but quickly. Ages is puzzle oriented. Seasons
is boss oriented.
Oh well,
boss oriented. Yeah.
Everybody knows.
So Seasons would be where I would go.
Anyways, but Fox and Forest is a great side-scrolling platformer that has the seasons mechanic. So it has a very Guacamelee-esque thing where it's you're kind of going through two different dimensions while trying to platform and things of that nature. So I think that is definitely worth a look, and I feel like it's one of the games.
I just remember thinking being there.
I felt like you were
what's so funny? I had to cough.
Anyways,
No.
Steve, please continue.
It was just
That was weird.
the mechanic and everything looked great.
Mm-hmm.
I felt when you were playing it, watching you anyway, because you went through multiple levels, it got boring. Like there wasn't enough variety.
Okay.
I actually
Going on.
End game, I would wonder what he would do to kind of make it so.
Because it just felt like he would do it. Like the levels were really long. I remember
it up.
the levels being long.
Remember the fucking
and I was like,
bees,
oh, you
piece
should be
of
at the
shit
end by
bees.
now.
But I wasn't.
You weren't, and they were longer. I love Super Mario Brothers 3 because the levels are shorter. Like Super Mario World, the levels
Little
get
long.
a little long,
Little long
occasionally.
in two.
But
Some
they
levels
get
do.
long later on, which makes more sense. This just like the levels were crazy long. I felt because the first level I remember you playing it super. I just was like, we were probably there 7 minutes,
What if?
On one level.
but
Let me-
nothing
let me-
happened. That was the problem.
Let me ask you this: what if there's not a bunch of levels? What if there's like
a never-ending
12
story.
levels, but they're longer?
Well, that'd be interesting. But there needs to be something.
There needs to be a
happening,
balance,
which
for sure.
wasn't any. That was the problem. I just felt like, oh, you're just playing a really, really long Super Mario Brothers level that doesn't. Nothing's interesting is really happening. Like kind of like actually the end of World 8 of Super Mario, the original Super Mario Brothers. One of the, it's like it's 8-2 or whatever, where it's just like you're just running.
No, it's 8-3 is
Three,
the one
whatever.
with the Hammer Bros,
Yeah.
and you have to. Oh, that one sucks.
And it's just long.
That one sucks.
It's long and
Worst
there's really
level ever.
nothing that happens.
Yeah.
It's boring. Shit
enough.
like that. But yeah. So. But I like the game. Yeah,
Another game we actually play, Moonlighters.
Oh, Moonlighter.
Moonlighter.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. This game is, I feel like, one of those games that everyone was like all jazzed up about. And every time I've played it at PAX East or any other event, it's just been. I don't get it.
No?
I don't get it.
You're a traveling mercenary that just fights demons.
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand what it
great.
is. It's just not that great. I didn't really.
Like I said, we didn't. Again,
Yeah,
same with
we're live, man.
we didn't see Endgame. I know I love the first fight within the game. We have to. It's just you and the enemy. The tutorial's kind of quick. Like I said, it drove you. It was right in there. Combat was smooth. And impressed off the bat. It's not a fantastic game, but like I said, it's still. I still think it's a good indie game.
Sure. Brandon, you got anything?
No, I'm tapped out, man.
Okay.
How couldn't you get me a fucking beer?
Because we're live, man. I can't.
What do you mean? We're all
No
live.
dead air. You can't do it.
Dead air.
Anyways.
No, you're not saying shit. Let's
Like
move
a
on.
live circuit.
So for indie games,
gotta
I'm
smash
just
it
going
in
to
the head.
read off what I have
got the
left
same
because I
ones.
feel like we should
Yeah.
be doing that. Dead Cells, Hollow Knight, and Florence. I feel like
yeah.
Dead Cells
Yeah.
and Hollow Knight I do want to play, but Florence is a great indie game for sure.
So I had Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight can even be roped to his art style. It's a good fucking game.
Have you
I think-
played it?
Yeah, I did play it.
Yeah.
But I played it last. It came out on PC.
On PC last year, yeah.
So
You know what? Now I think about mobile game would have been a good category for this. list.
Florence would have taken that.
Yeah, it would have.
there'd be no other
Florence would have
contenders.
taken
There'd
that
be
one.
no one
Sure.
else contending.
Fight with a few other games, but anyway.
Next that we have on our list is
The
games that came and
sad
went.
categories.
More or less
Doesn't
sad
mean,
categories.
why?
Right.
Doesn't mean they're
But go
not
on.
good games.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're not good games. So the first one that I have is Far Cry 5.
Oh, that's what I had too.
Okay.
So that came out in March of this year. It
Yep.
was a perfectly average first-person shooter experience.
For some reason, when I hear perfectly average, it just sounds the worst thing in the
Well,
world.
I mean, it's a good first-person
You're
shooter.
you're adequate.
It just doesn't stick out at all. I don't remember much.
Brandon Hazel.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Perfectly
It
adequate.
does the job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It does the job.
Yeah.
It does what it needs to do, and just that's it.
Is that what DJ says to you?
Oh god. All right. So yeah, I have Far Cry 5.
see it.
It doesn't really stick out to me at all, but
Didn't even realize it even came out.
Yep.
I completely forgot. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Well, it's a sequel's coming out next year, so
yeah, it's like
Dawn, yeah,
it's New Dawn or
yeah,
Neon
post-apoc-
Dawn or whatever
yeah.
it is.
which it
$40.
and that reaction is perfect to why
I
this
feel
game
like in the last year,
doesn't
not
work.
necessarily
Bless you.
Thank you.
in conjunction, but what was it like? It wasn't Mass Effect 3, which was,
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
It was last year.
Yeah.
but that was like
Ooh,
late
that was
year,
last
right?
year. Huh?
It was March of last year.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was okay.
So it
all
got
right.
over. It got not only did it stink, but it got overshadowed by Horizon and Breath of the Wild.
Right.
If
And
you
they
had a
blamed-
I'm just
Switch,
thinking like
And they
Or
blamed
PlayStation,
it. He blamed it on
respectively.
Zelda, I believe.
Oh,
that
fuck
shit.
that
But
guy.
I'm
It
just
was-
saying, like, there's been like a few of these games that are big names. Let's
But
say,
they just have poor
but they
release windows,
fucked
right?
up.
Yeah.
They fucked.
Well,
Well, I mean, I think we can see that with Fallout
like-
76.
well, like with Andromeda, right?
I don't want to get too crazy with this, but go on.
No, that's fine. Like with Andromeda, just like Far Cry 5, it's kind of just Ubisoft going through the motions. Just like, oh,
That's what I'm kind of saying. Yeah.
you like 4, you'll like this. Just,
Well, that's what they do, and they're all kind
eat
of
it.
fucking. They're all.
Come
A
on.
lot of these guys are. A lot of these companies are fucking up.
yeah.
But go on.
Games that came and went.
I'd see Thieves.
Oh, that's my number
Yeah,
one.
so I don't have Sea of Thieves on here only because with came and went, I agree that it is one of those games that it's just like, all right, it came out,
People enjoyed their fun, and
yeah,
they
and then it kind of fizzled out, right?
Yeah.
we played it.
Yeah,
not saying you
and
did.
I enjoyed the shit out of the game, but I think that the reason I don't have it on my list is because they continue to push out free content. Whether or not people play that, that's a whole nother story. But I could like it's and again,
No, they
like,
do still keep. They do keep updating it. I just think that
the player
Yeah.
base
yeah,
is
yeah, it
plummeted.
declined. There's
It's the player base, if you will, has sunk.
Yeah, and the two.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll give
I'll be
them that
here
one.
next week.
Oh, do you use a pun?
Did you not hear what I said?
Dude, you
I
were just-
didn't wanna
you
hear
were
it.
just in your own
I said
fucking world.
Because I was
the player base,
I was thinking
if you will.
of a witty
And
repartee.
he crushed it. And
to-
then you just
Would you
should've-
like
You
me?
weren't even listening. Go get me a fucking drink.
Would
Nah,
you
let's
like
dead
me-
air, man. Can't.
Would you like
my
me to
God,
repeat?
dead
my-
air.
No,
I'll
I
fucking
heard.
unplug your
It's like
mic.
it stinks. I get it. Cool. Yeah, whatever.
What do you have?
yeah,
for
what did you have that was
games
better than that?
came and went.
Oh,
No,
Assassin's
no,
Creed.
it's my turn. I got some.
Oh, you do.
Oh,
I'm
holy
dead too.
yeah.
Okay.
Good one, Steve.
Game's fucking gone.
So what? Yeah, keep going. Anything more? That's it.
Just-
No one's talking about it. Actually, you know, it didn't come. It didn't came and went. It's never came
Okay.
because people. Well, I should say people. I don't know.
He's
don't
just
care.
busting
People are
nuts.
shitting on it.
Yeah.
No, but there's a few mobile games that I can't remember when they came out. But I think Pokemon.
Go.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Let's
no,
go.
No,
No,
actually,
look,
when
no.
did Pocket Camp come out?
Pocket Camp came out
Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
last year. But you're thinking of the Pokemon.
I also am thinking of
Magikarp
Pokemon Quest.
Splash.
Pokemon Quest, yeah. That's a good one.
What did you say?
Magikarp Splash is that
Magikarp-
Splash game.
That was
Yeah,
Magikarp.
That was
last
like
year.
that was
We
like
do it in French. That was
yeah,
like
we do
3
it.
years
We
ago.
do it in French, and that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Anyway,
Just
Okay.
Yeah, it's a joke.
go ahead. Just
Go with-
run right over me. Not give me my drink. Go on.
what do you need? What do you
Assassin.
have?
I don't need anything. Assassin's Creed Origin.
Odyssey.
Origin.
Is
Origin.
that the one you
Odyssey.
were like
Odyssey.
jerking off about?
That no. Well, I played it.
Yeah. So
and
that
I
was the
liked
one
it.
I'm talking about. Yes.
But the reason I think it came and went is because it completely overshadowed by what was it, Steve?
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, that's right, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wouldn't it have been-
Absolutely, came out the same month,
Yeah, but-
and it was
wouldn't
just
have
kind
been
of
smart that they moved, but
again Ubisoft kind of like, oh, you'll like,
This is what I'm saying. You fucking blew
like
your load
this.
over it, but I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah. I mean, obviously,
Retrospect.
until Red Dead.
yeah.
you know.
Retrospect, looking back, hindsight's 2020. I was just like, it's not as good.
So
I don't know.
I've
You
never, I
literally
haven't
fucking went on about it.
I haven't played the game.
Yeah.
So
I'm the resident expert of Assassin's
I'm gonna
Creed.
say I'm gonna leave it to you, but I say I would disagree only because, and again, this is back to the Sea of Thieves argument, is that they just came out with DLC a week ago that people
Yeah.
are gushing over right now. I
I-
haven't played it, so I can't really speak to it. But
I have a little bit, and I agree with you. They do want it to extend much more.
the life, yeah, sure.
But I think it's somewhat of not the strongest effort, right? Like the DLC is great, but it doesn't really.
And go back. I mean, what do
You have the full game, and the DLC is like a little, like sliver
Little-
of that.
yeah, the game sucks. I got you.
I mean,
Brian, let's
I'm
move
with
on.
Brian
I'm done with this.
I understand both sides, but
All right,
Can you
so
love Fine, go.
I think moving forward, I think that we should just name the games that we're talking about and then have a discussion about what we should rank our own. So moving forward, games that came and went, I'm just going to read the rest that I have.
All right. Yeah,
So I have A Way Out. I
yeah.
have
Interesting.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I have Battlefield 5.
I do. I got
oh yeah,
And I have Nintendo Labo.
ooh,
Oof.
I have Nintendo Labo.
Holy
that.
shit.
Well, we're going.
Yeah.
So let's let me. Yeah. So
Yep.
let's keep
so
going.
keep going.
So I did have Battlefield 5. I
Yep.
had Mario Tennis Aces.
Ooh, okay,
So I
yep.
thought that that
Nope.
kind of passed.
That's a good one.
I have Darksiders 3 just because I haven't heard shit on this
Oh,
fucking.
holy
I've not heard
shit.
shit. I totally forgot about it. It's just like
That's
dude,
a great one, Ant.
That came out.
That came out like 3 weeks ago, and no one's fucking talking. Oh, I
Yeah.
feel bad.
it's drowning.
I just feel bad. It's
drowning, yeah.
It's sunk.
Yeah. This one's kind of. This is more for kids, but I think like Mario Party kind of does that.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mario Party always does that.
Anthony,
No, no.
don't you defend yourself.
No,
We're just
no,
listing
I
them
don't
off
know
right
if that's
now.
like but you meant we don't because we're like if kids like this might
I mean,
be a
that
thing.
is true.
Yeah, is any
Well,
kids
that was
listening?
that was the argument I'd make with
With Labo.
is
Maybe kids love it.
is it is it we're just not aware?
I think Labo is a great idea.
I
I-
yeah, all right.
I mean, that probably discourages it in your eyes, but I think.
Well, it does. I mean,
I think
but
no.
it
I think
doesn't matter.
Labo is like. I think it's
No,
a
I think
great
it's fine.
idea.
Arguments are different but the same when it's like it's kids.
Yeah, it's.
I don't
it's
think it has
for-
anything to
it's
do with
for-
that.
I don't.
I
We
think
don't
it
know.
can appeal to a lot of people. It's a very unique thing that Nintendo. It's kind
It's
of their
very-
bread and butter. That's what they do.
We are literally saying the exact same thing. But anyway,
And then
Okay.
I just put Soul Calibur 6.
That's
Yeah.
what,
'Cause
Anthony.
that's
fine, yeah.
Guess what?
didn't even realize that was out.
Yeah,
Correct.
that came
Oh,
out.
was that the one?
So-
Yeah, we talked about it. Actually.
Yeah.
I want to get on Battlefield 5. real
No, no.
quick.
Well, no. Go do your list.
your-
first.
Oh, I named my list.
Okay.
That's all.
Oh, you already
So we
did.
Do you have
named
any-
we named
do you have
yours.
anything else?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, if I knew about Labo, I would put that on.
No,
there,
he
but I
did.
can't think
We
of
would
anything. No, no,
go
no.
for
So, what did you want to talk about Battlefield 5 for?
So I like how you said Battlefield 5 because I love the Battlefield sort of series.
Sure.
We knew that.
Yep.
Okay, and I did not pick up this game.
Correct. So how did you feel?
It's because it was too zany and wacky.
Okay.
I was so turned off when that first trailer came out, and maybe that's a very.
Is it also because it was coinciding with
Red Dead.
It may have been a small element, but
like everything else in
if
the
Battlefield
vicinity?
5 I felt was the same caliber, I would have spent the money. Right? Just I've spent
Caliber of what? A Battlefield game?
of Red
or
Dead and
Red
Assassin's
Dead?
Creed. So
Oh, that was never going to happen.
It was sort of in the same month, and I think
Yeah, but that's
correct me
the
if I'm
discussion
wrong.
was, but anyway.
Battlefield 5 preceded Red Dead, right?
Yes.
So Red Dead came out October 26th. Battlefield came out like November 7th. Or something.
Oh no, I thought Battlefield came out before.
No. I'm sorry. They delayed it.
Oh, maybe that's what
which
I'm thinking,
also gave me kind of
Hesitance.
Yeah, because usually when you delay a game,
It was after.
It's not true. Bad game.
They moved. They did.
Bad game is always
It's
bad.
just-
Late game is eventually
They
good.
moved it for Red Dead.
it's not a good look.
Anyways, we're gonna move on because I feel like you've
Yeah, I
You
blew it.
haven't- yeah.
Circling the drain.
Shot my shot.
You're in the same
circling
category.
the drain. I like
Shot
that.
my shot.
All right. So moving
The
on.
toast is already popped.
No.
The toast is already popped.
this
The most
for this
underrated
category.
game.
All right.
I'm going to just run through mine.
Yep.
I'm going to say Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm going to say Sword of Ditto, Sea of Thieves, and Starlink Battle for Atlas. I feel like not enough people gave those games a big enough chance.
I can see that. All right. So We Happy Few,
And
Yeah.
that's a great pick.
Jurassic World Evolution.
I disagree.
I
I'm
had-
just busting your nuts.
I also had Starlink. I did Hellblade. I think more people should play this.
Anthony, that's a great fucking pick.
And I do Yakuza. For any one of them that you want to pick, 3 came out this year. It's something.
Anthony,
It's a niche market.
I love you. I love you very much.
Why?
These are games that I just know I cannot get into.
You'd like.
No, I'm just talking
how
Yakuza in
could-
general.
No, that's the perfect thing. If you don't, I just think it's one of those. Fun,
Like,
you
but
see,
that's why I love these discussions because Anthony has such a vastly
weird-
different take
pick.
on it from me. So I'm just like,
there are for these categories, you do get a different.
yeah, like that's what I
Game of the
really
year,
love
it's just-
about these kind of conversations.
A Night Trap for the Switch.
Oh my god.
Definitely underrated. And then I put Pokemon Quest down.
Yeah.
You put that on. On underrated.
No, he said underrated and then came and went. Which
Well,
I
I
have.
put it on underrated.
Oh no, but you said came
just-
and went was.
I did
but
because
I
it
have
did
Shadow
come
of the
and
Tomb
go.
Raider on both
Oh,
of them
he's
as
true.
well.
Yeah, that's true.
I just think I remember playing a lot of that in June.
And enjoying it because I
And having a
remember
lot
at
of fun.
first you were like, it's not that great. But then you were like, wait, let me try a little more.
Oh,
Yeah.
this thing.
Shut the fuck up! I'm going through my.
No.
He only gets one pick.
I
dude.
played
Let
this
him-
game
let him
too.
have it.
What are you talking about? Quest?
Yeah, Pokemon
Yeah.
Quest, yeah.
Anyway, I want to go back to Night Trap.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
She's
Don't.
very underrated.
She's not underrated. She's been overrated for 95 years.
Probably also on the list.
Wow, both. Next
Anyway,
to-
go on, Cox.
Oh, yeah, what do you got for
Oh, I'm
most
sorry.
underrated games?
I have Hitman 2, Just Cause 4,
no,
I have to disagree with
yeah.
you on that, but that's okay. Keep going.
Kingdom Come Deliverance,
I 100% agree with that.
Is that the guy?
I heard that game was
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
pretty fun.
and Darksiders 3.
Yeah.
I haven't played Darksiders 3, so I can't say, but
Correct.
solid picks. Solid picks all around.
And the one I chose was Hitman 2.
Is your
Dude, I heard,
most
I heard
underrated?
Kingdom
I
Come
think,
Deliverance was pretty fucking
I
good.
liked it.
That's
Obviously,
the accurate one, right?
Yeah.
the
I think we
historically
were the only
accurate.
two people that played it.
I
and-
didn't play it. I have it. I
think
didn't
I'm
play
the
it.
only person that played it. I own that. I own that. Yeah. Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's a great idea. Not the best game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I have the problem. Like, if it was, I heard it was toughest. Like, it was
Yeah,
a tough
it's-
game. So, like,
Well, when you're sword fighting, you're sword fighting. That's
so it's a realistic.
When
so,
you're
like,
sword fighting, it's either life or death.
so,
Right?
like, can I just ease in there with Dark Souls combat? Or
well, like when you play games,
Keep going.
Right.
Keep going.
When
You're
you
totally
play-
fine. You're totally fine.
when you play games, you just like to fucking kill them all, right?
well, I would test it. So something like Kingdom Come Deliverance,
It's
I would test that first.
yeah, not the easiest test.
And if it doesn't work, then I would.
If it
quit.
works, it's just it's not rewarding. It's not like, oh, you're really good at sword fighting, so you're gonna.
How's it not? I'm
Do
winning.
better.
I'm winning the fight.
Well, yeah, but it's so one fight I was in almost 45 minutes, just parrying. Like, oh, I'm gonna get you. It wasn't a very strong opponent either, but it's just like rewarding in the sense.
I gotta test it on my own. It's one of those things. Like, if I go in guns blazing and it doesn't work like 3 or 4 times, then I'm like, maybe I'll step back and go a little more for-honored approach. But
I'm gonna tell you, it won't. It's not
again,
gonna.
I have a face of my own.
I'm gonna tell you right
Yeah.
now. We're gonna move on
Yeah,
from most
let's-
underrated to most overrated, and I have to be the first to admit I have nothing in this category because I feel like every game this year has been nothing has been overrated. I feel like all of the games that
little bit of
a lot of the things that I would say are overrated are properly rated. You know what I mean? Like I could think Red Dead, I could think Spider-Man, I could think of a few games that would fit in this category, but I think they're properly rated. I don't think they're overhyped. I don't think any of that. I don't have any answers for most overrated, but perhaps Anthony does.
I do. And this was actually the toughest category. I
Yeah.
will give you that. I have Call of Duty. I find that to be completely overrated. I don't see it with no single player. It's an online only game. And I heard it needed a lot of patching to balance it out. So I didn't play it, but never.
Hearsay and others' experiences.
Friend, guy work bought it and he moved on from it. So
I like that. I really do like that.
what?
Well,
Because you're a Battlefield fan.
well, no, not.
Well, you're not gonna like
No,
my second.
he likes that it's other people's opinions that Anthony takes into account.
that I trust.
Well, yeah, whatever. It's a little more nuanced than that, but okay.
on.
No, I like it because
That
a lot of
or-
people would suggest that 2018 is a narrative sort of video game sort of year.
Who?
People. It's just the general consensus.
I haven't heard that.
It's a general
It just
consensus.
makes-
No one,
No, is it?
no one shook my hand and
Well-
said, "Brandon, just so you know, 2018 is."
I don't think it's people. You say, my impression is
the
that
general
it's-
consensus.
No, where?
of me and
Of
other
you,
people.
yes.
Your
you. Yep.
view. Your
Whatever.
view
All
is-
right,
Doesn't-
go
doesn't
make
matter.
this quick.
It
'cause
doesn't matter.
I
'cause
gotta
I've
get
never
this-
heard it.
Anyways, and it's
Let
funny.
Anthony go on.
So
Okay.
I mean, if you want,
It's
to
funny that you
No,
would
I
pick
don't wanna hear
that
it.
because
It's-
it is because
It's funny because it's a multiplayer game in
Yeah.
a 2018
Thank you.
narrative-focused
Thank you.
year.
okay. Actually,
Thank you for
too-
summing that up in
One sentence.
I mean, I tried.
well, you're not gonna like this one. I actually do feel Red Dead Redemption 2 was overrated.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I could
I
see
do
it
remember
too.
the conversation we had on the couch about it and posting it as the greatest game of all time. I do not feel the same way. Same guy who also bought Call of Duty 4 also was hyping it up really well at work, and it did not do that for me.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing. As him, like you could view it as the ratings were pretty well because I think only one thing gave it a 10.
I've seen a lot of
few-
like masterpieces and things of that nature. Again, I do think that it is a masterpiece in
A narrative
game design, but I still don't think it's perfect. And
it's
I think
hinted
a
on-
lot of people are painting it as perfect.
It's true. I do think it's a tough sort of.
I think it is one of
When you
those
say
things where
when you say masterpiece the year it came out, I think it kind of. I think time would be the real test.
sure, I guess you could look at it that way for sure.
We get to look what it does for its time.
Yeah.
Like a good, it holds up. A narrative for that perspective, it would. But moving on, any sports game.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a beer. Does anyone need anything?
I think Steve needs something.
I already got one.
we'll
Thank
ma-
you,
we'll-
you piece of shit.
I'll make this quick. We'll not talk about this. Fuck Madden. Fuck FIFA. These can all be updated annually. I don't need to pay for a new one.
I don't even know people who talk about that shit anymore.
People
It's
do
huge-
play 'em.
Dude, they're the top. FIFA's like the top selling game.
But I know what you're saying. They're recycled.
Correct.
They're just like, oh, boom.
Always
boom.
been overrated. A simple up. You're in the part where like it can be updated very
I'll
simply.
give FIFA a little. Seems like they put more effort into that series than Madden.
I heard though this
Different
year's
fan base.
This year's
I think it's
FIFA was
more
actually
fan
half.
bases.
They
No
said
shit.
that EA half-assed this one.
Oh, did they? Yeah. Well, that's
2000.
EA's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
We all know the feelings.
They're
of the
not
game. Is that it?
super.
No, I actually have Pokemon Let's Go. I'm not a fan of you guys. Just give me the first 150 on a new Pokemon series.
Oh,
the fuck's
I'm a
going-
fan of that. But what's? That's the.
It's a 3D
Switch. That's the Switch
It's
one.
a
Yeah.
3, yeah. So they
it's
just
the
made-
one where you could take.
It's just the original story. Everything's roughly the same. They added a few new things.
Was that also a mobile game?
No.
No. Okay.
It's not mobile. You can link Pokemon Go to this.
Did anyone need anything?
Yes. Okay.
Not a fan of that. Also think it's a lot of nostalgia playing parts on
Which
this
is
shit.
not what I want.
But it's. I don't think overall it's not the update I'm
It's
looking
the only
for.
reason I played Go. But
That was it.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is my top of the overrated. Fuck this game.
Oh, we're still.
Anything
Just,
to
yeah.
really just stab them. Stab.
I mean,
Should have gone with that beer.
To be fair,
yeah, you really should have. I mean,
to be fair,
it's,
it's hard to disagree because
It's a- mine's a
everyone's
no, it is
talking
a
about
it's a
personal.
lot like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to think which game I felt like. Well, I think I felt Odyssey was overrated when it came out.
So, Mario.
That's
I
for
know.
you right
Yeah, I
there.
know.
You can sit and spin,
No, he
pal.
did. I remember he had the
No, I know.
complaint.
I know.
But I also gave you the
No.
shit.
I'm in agreement with
Joy-Con.
Steve. That's my number one.
I
He's
don't
talking
know.
about Mario.
No,
Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey.
Oh, well, spoiler alert.
What were
Wait,
you gonna say?
You had when you went to the forest. That forest level wasn't
Yeah,
That's designed.
like I said, you get a new donk, that game opens up. So, but anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think with Red Dead 2, it was the hype of it, and then it seemed like a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks later, it died down, and then it got slightly more realistic. I would never say. I think the game's probably like 9 over 9, a 9 in the score, but just I remember
I heard about this fucking months before it came out at work. This was everybody.
I mean, let's be fair. It was overhyped.
Yeah.
For sure.
overhyped is probably.
and like I said, it's a personal
Because it
overrated.
can't
It's
not be. It
a-
was 10 years in the making.
Well, no,
But
Brendan,
there is a lot
I
of shit in that
understand
game. The things you described that make that game sound incredible, but yeah,
No, it
Especially
isn't.
looks
It
visually
isn't.
great, but anyway, yeah.
There's a slight
I just think it
element of
was over
being
It
overrated.
is overrated,
Yeah.
per se, But and then my other one was I don't even know if it came out this year. Pocket Camp. Is that this year?
I honestly, it could be early this year, but I want to say it was late last year. Either way,
Yeah, it's
Pocket Camp, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp,
Yeah, I think.
get it out of here.
garbage.
Well, I think it's over.
It
I'm
updated.
overrating it because a lot of people still play this game.
They love it.
And they fucking love it.
Because we don't have another Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it's because they're so thirsty. They're just thirsty.
We're taking
bitches
anything.
for
They're throwing
Animal
us
Crossing.
scraps and shit.
But you run
and we're
into
just
these
fucking
fucks.
taking them.
And they just
Cox fact checks last year, unfortunately.
Deep 2017, though.
November 21st.
that's close enough. I'm counting it. Fuck
Sure.
you.
But anything else for overrated?
No, not really. I can't. Not that. I mean, unless you come up with something.
Well, I already shot my shot, but I said Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Sure.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Although I'll give you shit because you hyped it. You're the one that overrated it.
Yeah, sure. I can. Okay.
I think it's
You could be the villain.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I
though,
can be a Doug.
to be fair, you were hyping this game up a lot.
Yeah.
I think that with time, I think that you've realized
I've
that
matured into a fine wine.
It's an average.
You've
game. I mean,
you've
no.
matured
not
into a
matured, but
fine
you've-
woman
you've
for
tempered.
sure.
Tempered would be the right
But
word.
Wow.
I think you've tempered out on it, like Steve has said, and you've kind of realized, like, while it was fun to play,
Yeah.
maybe I was seeing it with rose-tinted glasses. Is that the rose-colored, rose-tinted glasses?
I do think
well,
part of it
either
is
one
it got
works.
overshadowed by a lot of other games.
Sure.
And also, I don't think it's going to stand the test of time because while it is it's bigger than Origins, it's very similar to Origins. It's not super innovative.
Okay.
And they kind of said, hey, this is better. And it's just like, yeah, a little bit,
I think they've tainted the brand.
but not enough. I mean,
I don't want to get into a big discussion.
Yeah.
Assassin's
no,
Creed,
but
to be
just,
perfectly honest, I don't
just
really give
quick
enough a shit
thoughts
about
on it.
Yeah, make them quick.
Origins changed the series, and I just think this is more of Origins in a sense.
Thank you.
And that's why it's overrated.
I said that a lot.
Yeah, and that's
And
that's
now,
a fair
he's
assessment.
admitted.
You're
he's admitting
welcome.
to it. Moving on. So overrated. We have another bad category. I guess is worst game of the year, and I think that we could probably all agree. Fallout 76.
I got one. That's not.
Didn't
I
even
gotta-
put that on my
I
list,
gotta-
but I do have one.
I have a few that aren't.
Well, we can all agree that Fallout
Yeah,
76
no, it's on.
Six is a pile of shit.
deserves to be on this list. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
that,
We all-
and I do want to say that Brandon gave me the idea, and I added it to my list. So you know what? I'm
What is
actually
it?
going to save it. I'm going to let Brandon say that one because that is a Brandon
idea?
That is Brandon's idea, and I don't want to steal the wind out of his sails. So that's the only one I added to my list.
All right. So I had Agony.
Oh God,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep
Yeah.
It
going.
was hell.
Secret of Mana.
Oh really?
Oh, that's a good one. Did that come out this year?
Yeah,
that remake,
February-ish.
Unfortunately, it did.
That was the theme one, right? We're talking about.
No, this is the one that the remake on the,
The
PS4.
remake, and it just
Oh yes, but no, but they put it on the
PS4.
Steam.
No. Oh, maybe.
Oh wait, you know what, Steve? You are right. I think it is also on PC.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I
And
think
they
it is-
tried to like say they fixed it, but it's still the same piece of
And-
shit. And then they eventually fixed. I don't know. it doesn't
No, you
matter. Go on.
can't fix this.
Yeah, Fixed.
And Brian can agree with Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection.
Oh man.
Shit, that game was fucking.
Oh, I love. Hold on. Let me just stop the presses.
He's good. Yeah. All right.
I love Street Fighter.
He's good
I
at
love
it.
Street Fighter. There's not one that I don't like. I do not like Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition. I played it on Switch. It's El Garbador.
Thank
What's
you.
the stupid Trubbish?
Oh, it is Trubbish.
Pokemon?
Trubbish, yeah.
It is Trubbish.
Garbodor.
Garbodor is the evolved form
It
of
is
Trubbish.
really
And
bad.
it evolved above that.
It's a really bad port. It is a collection of all of the 2D Street Fighters, and they're not good. They're not good.
I thought it was just
They are bad. They are really, really bad.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. Let's move on.
That was it.
I don't
That's all
see you
got.
so animated.
Those are my personal.
Sorry, Steve. You got any worst games of the year?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Brandon, what do you have for worst game of the year?
Not worst game of the year, but I think this is part of it. Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah.
The reason
I actually
That's-
not even
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brendan.
I played a part of this game, right?
like in
It's
making it. Or?
essentially Konami taking Metal Gear Solid 5, getting rid of Big Boss, and sort of just saying, making it into a zombie survival game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awful.
It's really bad.
It's essentially just like, oh my god, Kojima's gone. We really need money. Fuck you guys.
Zombies and shit. That we don't need
Yeah,
to put
yeah,
zombies
yeah.
in.
You can get bows and arrows. You can do all
Do
sorts of
not know.
shit. And
Not good.
It's
I have no
great.
idea.
And
What's great?
It's great.
It's great,
it's
in,
great
the
in the
sense
sense of
sarcasm.
how
Bad
much
it
it
is.
smells like. Oh no, it knows.
How much it replicates a turd?
I remember writing in terms of notes. It is the definition of derivative. Just
Of what? Derivative of what?
Metal Gear Solid.
Zombie games?
It's called Metal Gear Survive. Has nothing to do with Metal Gear whatsoever.
They just took the name and are trying to get a.
Well, yeah,
it's a
Get
cash
the-
grab.
they're trying to
You
get the
go into a
sales
dimension
of
because
Metal
you're a
Gear.
guy on the base, and there you go.
All right, moving on to our last and final category. We have best games of the year. So I'll start with my game of the year, which is God of War. I think I've gushed about this enough,
Yeah.
really, to kind of drive the point home. It makes you feel like Thor with the Leviathan axe. I think that the
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
the design is just gorgeous. The combat's amazing. The storytelling is superb. I think it's the best storytelling of the year. The characters, just
voice, everything.
Vo-
Voice
voice
acting.
acting.
Like I said, that opening scene is fantastic.
and just like all of so
The one
my
cutscene, it's never.
my everything. Nothing cuts. It's all one long cuts. Not cutscene, but one shot.
Yeah.
There's no cuts from the camera. I think that I think for those of you that have finished the game, and you'll understand what I'm talking about, there's lots of little hints and subtle things that are mentioned throughout the game that once you finish it, it is told to you in a way where all of these little subtle things that you wouldn't necessarily remember kind of tie back in, and there's no loose ends in this game. Everything makes sense. It is this
It's a clean.
clean, perfect package of what I think video games should be moving forward, and I think it'll be the bar. I really do. I really think God of War will be the bar for games moving forward. If you plan on making the game of the year, you know what I mean? If there is a game next year that is a game of the year contender, I think I am going to subconsciously always try to compare it to God of War.
I'd say Metroid Prime 4, but it's going to be out any day now.
I was really expecting that to be on your game of the year list.
Yeah.
That might be. He might actually.
should've.
If you wrote that,
I didn't even
down-
think of it.
Holy shit.
But so I think we'll
Most
just
underrated. That's what it should have been on, right?
should I just list? So that's my game of the year. But the
Yeah.
other contenders that I have are Celeste, Red Dead Redemption 2, Spider-Man, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Well, I think we know what mine is.
I'm surprised Smash made it for you. No Octopath?
You know what, Steve?
I feel like you played a shit ton of
It's
it.
actually on mine. I thought that was going to be. That's the one.
You know,
thing.
I really did.
There
yeah.
it is.
I
Octopath.
thought,
Yep.
yeah.
Nope. That's 110%. That
you
should be on
played-
my list.
We
You
talked
played the
about.
shit
I just
out of
remember
that,
talking
yeah.
about it a lot. And
I
you
know
think
what?
the game looks great.
I didn't finish it. It is one of those games where if I don't have anything to play on my Switch, that is what
It's also
I'm
an
playing.
RPG. Like I don't
You call
Yeah.
it a spicy
necessarily like.
meatball.
It is.
It's a long haul.
It's mucho gusto, spicy meatball. But I love it.
Octopath and Meatball.
Octopath of Meatball.
Yeah.
That's the sequel. Anthony, what do you have for games of the year?
Actually, our list when you put Octopath, it replicates. Monster Hunter World
Okay.
okay.
Yep.
was one that I had, and actually, mine's more of a personal. I did enjoy Far Cry 5.
Hey, you know what? This
So-
isn't a battle. This is your opinions.
But I'm actually shocked you put because I put Smash Brothers Ultimate.
I didn't. So here's the thing with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think that Smash Bros. Ultimate is an amazing package. I think that it is exactly what you want from a Smash Brothers game, and I think that there's never going to be a better Smash Brothers.
I didn't think it. With you, with the last Smash, you got fucked with the 3DS. Not that you got fucked, but the 3DS version. You played
played
it,
it,
and you
yeah.
kind of go, "Well, I got my fill."
Yeah, and now
And I remember kind of saying at the time, I was like, well, still though, the Wii U one, like it looks
all-
better. It's got it's got more.
Not even,
seasons.
so just to
But
say,
you played it and you were done.
Yeah.
I think Ultimate's got.
so
I
add
think the Ultimate.
to add the Sakurai's, like that Worlds of Light, like I put a lot of hours in this. Like there's a little twist at it, and I was like, holy
Have
shit!
you finished it?
No, because I thought I did.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff.
There's a lot of subtle
There's
stuff.
lots of stuff, Ant.
Yeah, I'm impressed with his work in that.
I think, like we talked about last week, it is going to be like you're not going to get another Smash for like
10 years.
5.
Well,
five.
I say-
I mean,
No.
I say 10, but
10 might be more accurate.
I think we
Seven.
split
I
the
could
difference.
see
7.
it. Like it's gonna be a long time.
I think that
they
they-
might port. They say there's
I think they either
switch.
skip a gen.
Well, I think like if it's Switch 2 and it's literally
Oh, he
like
can- yeah,
like
he can-
the
a,
end of the cycle.
He can
like
get
well,
away.
yeah, but they treat it like they would treat like the 3DS with the DS. Like,
And
you can
update
put
it.
you can put the fucking
you
can
can-
put the
The
cart
Switch
in,
cart into it. Yep.
and then you can still play it. Then 7 to 10 is not crazy.
No, I think that would be.
Especially giving him a break.
Right. But that's, he's funny because if he he always says I'm exhausted, but he comes back and he fucking
Steve.
loves doing. It's not even, I don't even think it's the money.
People talk.
No, but I don't,
Let me put it this
at
way.
this point, it's not even
I'll
the money.
say
I
this.
think he likes working.
If you don't get Waluigi, he'll be back.
No,
But I also think he likes doing it and
Here's
he
the point.
wants to make it perfect.
Yeah, and well,
He has that drive.
Well, actually,
game. So as of right now, there are a few characters that are
Still,
OP, but they'll probably patch that out.
So
and
he-
fix
yeah,
that.
he will
But
not officially
this game
stop
is
working.
pretty fucking perfect.
Yeah.
combat wise. So all right, sorry, Ant.
no, that was.
Did you have anything else?
No, we talked about.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
perfect.
we got
so
it.
all right, Steve, do you have anything on
Best
here?
game of the year, Night Trap for the Switch.
You know what? I agree wholeheartedly.
Finally,
do it.
someone
Wow.
got it. Fucking
Sign it.
shut it
Steve,
down.
stop recording. Shut it down.
Just the fact that you can take it mobile makes it the game of the-
Makes it the game.
Wait a
of the
minute,
year.
what?
on the go.
He said the fact that you could take it.
Oh,
on
that's
the go.
true. Yeah. Although they put it on, you know what?
Can't take-
I just want to mention though.
can't
they
take
did put
fucking
it on
Red
the
Dead
Vita,
with you.
which I thought was, they'd put it in the Vita.
It was
Vita
origi-
lives.
It was originally released for the Vita.
What's that?
They put it on the Vita after.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. We talked about it
Steve,
briefly.
if you
but
want to try it on the Vita, I've got one ready to go.
I didn't buy it.
Well,
Yeah, when
you
they
should.
dropped that fucking price.
The problem was they dropped it out of nowhere,
the price?
and they
Oh,
no,
the
no,
Vita,
the
oh, the
game,
Vita.
and then I still hadn't even got my Switch version yet. Took forever.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Cox, what do you
Yeah.
have for game of the year?
have you played Night Trap? You piece of shit.
I have, yes.
he
We've been
has.
through this about vampire ninjas.
No, false. Go on.
What do you got for games of the year?
What do I have?
This paper.
No,
Yeah.
Night Trap was that number one?
It was.
So I did mention Celeste, Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's move. With these
What's my top one? I don't know.
I'm gonna guess.
My top one is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Shocking.
Shocked.
And this, to be honest with you, tough decision. I know God of War
You know
does
your
what
game
it
of the year
does.
should have been getting me a beer.
I can't. Dead noise. Can't do it.
Anyway, so God of War. What were you saying?
So in terms of 2018, I think these games are neck and neck between everything:
Yeah.
story, art direction.
Which one? Oh, God of War.
God of War.
But you didn't play it, right? Because it's a PS4 exclusive,
No,
isn't it?
correct.
So I was a little bit.
Spider-Man is too, by the way.
Yeah, it was a little bit
good
tough for
point.
me.
Yeah.
Did you
And
play
I-
Spider-Man?
No.
I did a little bit, and I tried to sort of really kind of grapple what these
Each
games
one of
were,
them do.
right?
Yeah.
Why they're 2018.
Why it's so good.
And to be frank with you, I'm still somewhat torn. But I feel I had to be a spokesperson for Red Dead Redemption 2 because it is an amazing game.
If it was amazing, it would speak for itself.
It fulfills all the
It's one of those things
promises.
you have to say it. It's not true.
When you
Well,
plug
no.
it,
It
when you
fulfills
plug
all the
it that
promises
hard,
that the
If
first
you got to
game
tell people you're not a piece of shit, then you're
gave
probably a piece
you.
of shit.
If
I know how that goes.
it fulfills all the promises that
drug
Red Dead
addict, you probably-
Redemption gave you.
Yep.
And
Sorry.
I actually, in terms of narrative, I forgot to mention this. While God of War has a couple characters, there's a lot of different characters in Red Dead, and I feel even though they're sort of in the peripheries,
You had-
you
dude,
feel interconnected with
when
them.
you beat that
Right.
game.
Oh man, I
I don't know. I agree.
know,
I'm
and
100%. I don't know where you are, and I don't want to bring, but like, I'll give you the character and connect. Like when one of the deaths is just,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just brutal.
Wait, just
Yeah.
just wait for it.
Yeah.
Like
Well, so
you
spoiler,
haven't even
characters
beating
do
it.
die and throughout the game because in Red Dead Redemption there's only
That's why I don't even know. Like, yeah.
And I know,
Yeah.
it's so difficult to talk to him about it because
and
he
I
hasn't
feel
finished the
and I
story.
feel
Dude,
you know I don't
don't
feel
feel.
it less not finished. I still feel the impact of the story when not even finishing the game. I feel
If it's your game of the year right now,
Just wait till
you're
you
gonna
finish,
have
yeah.
such a raging boner
At the
for
end.
it once you finish. Once the
You'll
credits
be
start
coming in
rolling.
next week with the same.
there's just a sense of immersion. There's a sense of feeling that this place is alive and it's not just an empty world. And
Yeah,
it has gravitas to it.
sure. There's nothing that you're saying that I disagree with. I just want you to finish it so I can have a fucking
Full combo,
just
yeah.
a full combo with
I
you.
need to be just in my zone, just
No, you need.
Do you really want to do that?
alone. And
You've been playing this game for almost 2 months
I
now.
started a second playthrough
I think Justin beat it 3 times.
just to
already.
complete all the shit.
All right, so
Yeah.
those are all the games that we've talked about. I think that we need to distinguish what we're talking about as a group, what we should say.
Good luck.
So, well, yeah.
Well,
I think
we'll
that
compromise. On
Best
some.
narrative for me, I think the best narrative of the year is Celeste, but that's just me. I'm putting Celeste as a vote. That's what I'm voting for. Best narrative, Celeste.
I'll give him Red Dead in narrative perspective.
Okay. No, you don't have to defend
I'm not,
it.
I'm just
Cox is
telling,
over there not even doing that. What are you doing?
I was gonna do God of War.
Oh boy. Well, I was gonna do Night Trap, so
we're all
here we
torn.
are. I don't
right.
know.
So obviously I had the whole spiel of the narrative of Red Dead. The problem
You can just
They
change your
won
vote.
best. I mean, I
You
agree
can
with,
change your vote to Red Dead. It's fine.
so there's one problem with God of War.
God
I
War's
feel
the game
that
of
it
the year.
relies on the previous games.
And again,
No.
we've
I know you
had
say
this-
no,
I say
It
no,
doesn't,
too.
though.
It doesn't. Yeah.
but
It really doesn't.
Suffice it to say,
Absolutely not.
I do feel like God of War has changed video games in a sense. So I'm a little bit torn on that. But I think for our future voting, if I can guess what it may be, I want to vote for Red Dead.
All right.
Let's go Red
You shouldn't have.
Red Dead.
You should have just said what you wanted to say.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this.
No.
fucking
yeah,
shit.
Best art direction, I'm going to go
Octopath.
with Octopath.
Yep.
For
Octopath. Yeah, it's got this Octopath.
Sorry, Brendan,
Yeah.
you're out.
way outnumbered on
You're
that.
No,
outnumbered on that one.
I don't mind.
Best indie game, so you guys can go around the horn.
Celeste.
It's gonna be Celeste. I mean, it's not mine, but
I can't remember what Celeste is, so I don't know. What is yours?
I say The Messenger,
about a
which is the
girl.
ninja game, but
because mine would be Super Daryl.
I'm not gonna split the vote though. Just whatever.
Yeah.
all right, so we'll go with Celeste for best
That's
indie
the
game.
Ninja Game one that
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah,
The
If
Messenger.
I play it,
I've been-
if I play
I've
it, I'll
been-
probably agree.
No,
Oh man,
I-
you should play it for sure.
fucking
Games that came and went. My vote for this is gonna have to be Nintendo Labo.
I tend to agree. If you want to call that a game, but
You know
I
what?
agree.
You know what?
I'm like the Battlefield 5 though.
That's a good point too. Battlefield 5 really
I
did
no, I
disappear.
mean I agree with Labo. I don't know. I mean, I'm not 100% sure on either.
To be honest, a lot of
I'll-
shit disappeared.
Correct.
Like the shit you guys listed.
They never. Well, it's not even that.
There's
I've
a
never,
lot of games.
I've
It never
never
came.
I've never seen the advertisement for
even have to
Labo
go.
ever. Like after that, I don't see it in stores
Well,
too often.
Immediately when it launched, it was
Yeah.
like
It
it wasn't
was
dead
there,
as a
and then it
doornail,
was-
but they didn't
plug
promote
it.
It also
Correct.
came out the same day as
And
God of
in
War.
terms of things disappearing,
Oh, I
we
do
forget
remember that.
God of War came out beginning of the year and we forget about it.
Brian just fucking said that.
Well, whatever. I say Labo.
All right, so we'll go with Labo. All right, perfect. Most underrated game. Anthony, do you want to go ahead?
Ooh, I actually think Jurassic World Evolution. Actually,
Okay.
I would give you Starlink though. I could definitely agree to that.
I don't remember what that was though.
D-Fox, the one that Nintendo had these. I heard this was actually
Yes.
like anyone I've seen
That played it actually enjoyed it. I think me
It's 20,
personally,
it's $20 standalone game, so I might get it tomorrow.
I think Starlink is the most underrated game that I've played this year because I think it's one of those games that if people play it, they'll love it. Or they'll enjoy it. They'll find enjoyment
that's the way you
of it.
described it. Yeah. All right. What was yours?
Brendan?
I got to give it to Kingdom Come.
I can see that.
shout out, yeah.
I can definitely see that. That's a torn.
It's a brand new studio, first game.
They
See,
did-
I don't want to get any political or anything about it, but it was steamrolled
Yeah.
because of the developer
I think a lot of games were.
and its historical accuracy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's funny because if you had Justin played it at PAX,
Justin did
Oh,
play
yeah.
it.
he loved
You know
it.
a
what?
lot of
Can we
balls,
come
yeah.
back to that
Yeah,
one?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I need a little bit of a moment because I think that Brandon makes a great point with Kingdom Come Deliverance on that one.
That's
Most Actually, you know what? We don't have underrated on here. Oh wait, yeah, we do. I'm just
I
drunk.
got this shit.
Most overrated game.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
No, I need to hear other ones.
Assassin's Creed.
I'm gonna have to go with Anthony on this one. I think COD 4. I know a lot of people that have bought. Like a lot of people know that I play video games.
I think
around the
it's one of the
office,
places. A lot of people, and you can look at this Ninja, they bought it and went back to Fortnite.
Yeah, I know
lot of
a
that
lot of
happens.
people that have played this game and have come to me and they're like, "What the hell is this? I'm trying to play just normal Call of Duty, but you can't play normal Call of Duty. You have to play the Blackout thing, and then you have to play the Blackout thing for like 10 hours before you can unlock multiplayer." I'm like, that sounds awful.
It's like Ray
I had a
Romano.
lot of people dropping this shit and just not getting it.
I have to go. I have to go with COD Blops 4.
All right, let's do that then.
What is that? Overrated? What did
Yeah.
you say?
I said Assassin's Creed, but if Steve says COD, then we'll do COD.
All right, COD
COD's always
Blops
overrated.
4. Although I will say this though, I always love the controls of Blops or the Call of Duty games. I think
Mechanics
that
of-
Yeah,
they're
you
the
mentioned that
perfect-
last week where you say they nailed it.
Yeah.
They are the benchmark
Yeah.
for first-person shooter
When I
games.
played 3 and went back, I had no problem.
You know exactly what
Yeah,
every button
it's-
does. You
yeah.
know what they do. It's not like, oh, which is crouch, which one is vault. Like, you know what you're doing.
How do I sprint?
Worst game of the year?
Take me home.
No, 76. Yeah.
Yeah, Country Roads.
Yeah,
Fallout.
I would do that.
That's a
I mean,
real,
you could almost say it's the biggest fuck up of the year.
It's the biggest
It's the
flop of
worst
the
game.
year.
It's the biggest, like,
It's
let's ruin our brand really quickly as fast as possible.
It is not. It's not just a black eye. It's like, have you seen Liar Liar?
Yeah.
I'm kicking my ass. Do you mind? That is literally what Fallout 76 did to Bethesda.
And they did it, and then
Yeah,
Well-
yeah. Nothing went better from that point on.
They
well,
they
the
just
prob-
kept
but the problem was
kicking themselves in the face.
right. But what you're saying is accurate in the sense of their statements. Like the way they handled this game sucking was to basically make it worse.
Yeah, and then there's so many negative things about it. One, the game didn't come out well. It wasn't well received. And then there was it leaked your information. Oh, and
Canvas
then there was the
bags.
canvas bags that you're not going to get for another 8
Well, they
months.
did Worse than what was the Planet game?
No Man's Sky.
Man's
No
Yeah.
Man's Sky.
Uranus.
People
where
did-
like
They just put
the,
their
like
head
the
down.
PR was even worse than that, and that PR
Yeah.
was the worst at the time.
Well,
No,
I
they-
mean,
they-
when
You
No
would
Man,
think it
yeah.
couldn't sink any lower, but then Bethesda comes out and somehow fucks up.
Hold my beer.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause they-
basically, yeah. Hold my
Hey,
beer.
Watch
hello
this.
games.
Yeah, watch this.
Hold my beer.
And I haven't played it at all, but you know
played a
the way
lot.
that he described it, and then everything I've just. You don't even need to play it
You know
because
what,
you just
like
see the way
Steve,
they have handled
The
it.
best
Is
analogy
hilarious.
that I've been using is Justin refuses to buy this game.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
refused to buy it before it even came out.
Well, that's because he knew what it was.
He just had a
and-
hunch, yeah.
Yeah, it like,
but it's not. So what kind of got me like madder than it was the time period it took them to fix it and not acknowledge, and then what they do fix isn't
what they should be fixing.
correct.
right?
So it's like a lot of like you're not doing enough and you didn't do it in a timely manner. The first patch came in the first week of December. Like, dude, it's been broken for a month.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
Well, then there's just the way what they're just
Everything about it.
everything about
And then
it,
it's just
the way
like-
they've handled it.
yeah, we'll
I
fix
can't
it. We'll
imagine
fix
it gives confidence
Yeah.
to Fallout fans.
no,
No.
You know,
but they earned it. They earned the.
They're in
I
that
mean,
spot,
you do
yeah,
make
no.
your bed, right? And
Yeah.
you got to sleep
Oh,
in
laying
it.
it.
right? They, it's
Sleep
not
on it,
like
Melissa.
But let's go back to most underrated because I feel like we should end with Game of the Year. But most underrated, do you think Starlink Battle for Atlas or do you think Kingdom Come Deliverance?
It's tough.
I'll go Starlink.
I don't want to.
I mean, I played neither, so, but I know like the story behind both. So
Yeah, I'll go Starlink.
Can't. The eyes have it.
The eyes have it?
Yeah, you heard that?
No.
He's got the
All
weirdest.
right, I guess
phrases,
we'll
so-
just go with Starlink Battle for Atlas. The eyes have it, Steven.
Is this the Great Gatsby? Where the
No,
eyes
like
are
when you're
so-
voting
I
in
don't even know what
Congress.
that reference is. I'm a
Like
very,
you say aye or nay.
Dude, it's the billboard with the eyes overlooking
You
the
get it.
scene. Yeah,
You get
he's-
it.
he
You get it.
watches all
You
the
get it.
bad deeds.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Game of the Year.
I thought you were gonna go green light, which is the stupidest part
I
of that
mean-
book anyway.
I'm just gonna say God of War. I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah,
Just out of randomness. God of
yeah.
War.
Just throwing that one name out there.
Throwing that out.
Whatever you guys want to do with it, just here, take it.
Red Dead.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Yeah. Split now.
No, I'm honestly God of War.
Cox, say your truth. If you want,
No,
Red Dead, say Red Dead.
believe God of War has changed.
But it's not your
He's
personal.
been talking to me about this for like a week.
If you like Red Dead,
I
He
do
likes Red Dead, but
like Red Dead, but I can't ignore the fact that God of War
I
does what
also
it does.
have not been listening to you. Have you played it?
No,
Okay.
But he's watched.
but I have
almost-
eyes.
He's watched almost everything there is to know.
These
about it.
eyes.
I'm crying,
these eyes. I've seen it. They're never gonna see it.
No, and I understand God of War has done something that Red Dead has not, and it has to be. It's changed
I know.
gaming.
I was being
Okay.
facetious.
All right,
I don't
I got
wanna
because
hear
that whole spiel for you.
Nope.
You don't have to.
That
Save it for
someone
after the
told
podcast.
me, and they said, "Hey, you should
Love
say
will
this."
not save us.
all right, dude.
Yep. So
Oh,
tangential top 5 game of the year edition.
Chad Kroger.
We have best narrative, Red Dead Redemption 2. Best art direction, Octopath Traveler. Best indie game, Celeste. Games that came and went, Labo. Most underrated game, Starlink Battle for Atlas. Most overrated game, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Worst game of the year, Fallout 76. And game of the year, God of War 4. God of War. It is the fourth one, but God of War.
Technically.
Okay.
God of 4.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
God
good.
of War. I think that's a solid list. I
The
think that-
76 really seals the deal. That's
yeah.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
shit.
like I said, they
just
earned
feel
it.
Like
They-
I,
So you
I
don't need to
feel
keep-
bad
I-
for Bethesda, but I also
don't.
don't at
feel
the
bad
same
for
time.
them.
You feel
They
bad
don't
for
give a
me.
shit.
I wasted
They
my time.
They needed. I think they
And
needed
money.
a failure.
You know what, Steve? Let's end it on that. They needed a failure.
There's lots of companies. That
I like that 'cause-
Nintendo needs them.
Because
And everybody needs.
now
them.
they know the next
'Cause then
Fallout,
you
better
readjust.
fix
Ooh,
that.
Because
Ubisoft?
you get hungry.
Yeah, Ubisoft.
Actually,
give them a failure.
I'll be perfectly honest. Rockstar needs one soon.
Table tennis too.
I have no idea what that is even. I don't even
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you guys like what you hear and like what you see, please subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/pixelatedpoints. Or you can go over to twitch.tv/pxlpts and subscribe to us there. But if you guys want to know what we're doing during the week, the best place to do that is definitely on Twitter. We are at PXLPTS or at tangent_podcast. For myself, I am at It's a Me BT. Anthony, you are.
At Margin_Erebus.
At BCOX1776.
And God, Mike, you're going to be up here.
At Steven_Sal.
And that's going to be it for another episode of the Tangent Podcast. We're going to be here next week on Thursday as well.
Well, it's going to be something different
yes.
in the future.
We could be doing some things in the future a little bit different, so keep an eye out for that. We've got to iron out all the details, cross our T's and dot our I's. What are you doing?
Twilight Zone music.
All right, please stop it. You're on timeout.
All the eyes.
Twice in
All
one
the
day.
I's, all the T's. But again,
All
thank
the
you guys
P's
so
and all
much
the
for another
C's.
great year of podcasting and listening and patronage and all of that fun stuff. We will catch you guys next week.
On the tangent.